Scope through scope. This is Queez. Appreciate everybody's been rocking with the channel. Don't forget to support, hit the subscribe button, like, comment. We appreciate it all. Playoff season here, man. It's here, man. I'm watching the play-in game right now with Golden State and Memphis right now. Looks like Golden State about to get this wrapped up. It's a pretty entertaining game. I mean, Memphis they need some defenders, some wing defenders badly, because Jimmy Butler and Steph are just having their way with them. They can't chase guys off of screens. I've seen Zach Edey be stuck on the island with Jimmy Butler or Steph, and he getting treated like food every time he out there. I mean, he just too slow. He can't laterally keep up with those dudes, man. They need to at least play. The Warriors tough, man. They make you play small ball, or you just gonna get burnt. But side note, man, I want to talk about another series that people are really anticipating: the Lakers and Minnesota. Now, this series, I seen ESPN, they did a panel, I guess they staff, and everybody at the Lakers winning. Some at 5, some at 6, some at 4. Y'all better stop disrespecting Minnesota, man. That boy Anthony Edwards is a dog, man. He lived for moments like this. And you talking about a guy who got eliminated by Luka last year. I feel like he gonna come here with a vengeance. Anthony Edwards is the only guy in this series that could do something better than anybody on the floor can do. Dominate the game offensively and lock in defensively at the same time. I seen Anthony Edwards last year when he went up against somebody that he was determined to beat, like KD. I seen him lock in defensively, lock in offensively, and dominate that series. Whatever they needed a bucket, he did it. Luka will dominate the game offensively, but he's never going to turn it on defensively. LeBron is too old. I mean, his offensive domination is just not going to be consistent enough. He might, do a chase down block here and there. He might have a spurt where he's able to affect the game, both ways. But Anthony Edwards has the stamina, he has the endurance, and he's hungry to be able to do that. Now, will he do that this series? That remains to be seen. But, they also have a major size advantage too as well. I think Gobert's going to get played off the floor, but Julius Randle and Naz Reid ain't slouches. They are guys who can stay in front of at least maybe, they could guard 3 or 4s, stay in front of them at least, make it a little bit difficult. With Bron probably not being as fast as he was with the groin injury, Naz Reid probably would be able to stay in front of him a little bit better. Same with Julius Randle's. And then you throw McDaniels in there, they could just make it a little bit tough. But this could be a legacy-defining series for Anthony Edwards. Now, I'm not saying his whole career, rely on it. This is going to be something we look back and, judge on, but it can be something like that. He could put his stamp into being one of those dudes to really usher in and be next up for his class. Because right now, he's competing against guys, Luka. Even Tatum is quote-unquote kind of part of that class a little bit, right? Because he's still super young. He just has success really early, so we think he old. But there's guys in that era that has more success and have been further than Anthony Edwards has. Anthony Edwards is young, so I'm not expecting him to already have 2 finals appearances or anything like that. But I think this is where he could start having those games like LeBron had in Detroit. It's just certain series that you just take over. And ones where you put your stamp on. I feel like he's going to need to have a Jordan-type performance where he's averaging 36, 37 for multiple games throughout the series. Because that's the only way they're going to win. That's the only way they're going to win. If y'all look at some of the games they had against the Lakers this year, albeit, Anthony Davis was on there for more than half of them, right? Anthony Edwards didn't really have any offensive explosion games. The only game that they convincingly really dominated the Lakers, Anthony Edwards had like 8 points. But they wore them down. Bron, AD didn't have really a good shooting game. Reeves didn't have a good shooting game. So that's how they won that game, that type of style of game. But the recent game where they kind of got blown off the floor by the Lakers, the big 3 of the Lakers, Reeves, Luka, and LeBron had a field day. There's no any resemblance of that on Minnesota. Julius Randle becomes one of the worst players on the court when playoff time comes around. His field goal percentage dropped 11%. He looked like he can't do nothing. That bully ball that he tried to normally do does not work in the playoffs. The refs let you play with more physicality, ramming your shoulder into people is just not going to be the recipe for success. So until he showed me he can actually show up in the playoffs, I'm just going to discard him at this point. He's not really even an X factor for me. The only thing that's going to help this team get over the hump, Anthony Edwards is going to have to do his best LeBron from Cleveland Day impression. He's going to have to get this team involved. I'm not talking about 10 assists a game, 7 to 8. And he's going to have to drop 36, 35 points a game. That's the only way. He has to impose his will on this type of series, because what he's going to have to deal with is when he goes on his little, his Anthony Edwards runs where he hit 3 threes in a row, Luka probably going to match that. Or LeBron's going to play with a certain pace that they're just going to chip away at that and get some of that back. Whatever he does, he's damn near going to have to play. He's going to have to impose his will on the Lakers. They're going to play a style of ball where they're going to always have options on offense. And, Anthony Edwards is going to have to create those options for people. McDaniels is not really some guy you trust to be able to create his own shot. I've seen him do it here and there. Rudy Gobert, we know damn near, if it ain't a lob, you don't want him to touch the ball. And Randall, if he's not getting set up in the perfect spot, all he's going to do is go in the corner, face up, and try a mid-range, which is shaky at best, ram his shoulder and try to get to the rack. And anytime he gets bumped, he flail off balance. It's like his old trajectory's off when he gets a little bit of a bump. Like he's trying to draw the foul, or he act like he don't weigh like 240 or something. Like, I don't know. But they gonna have an issue there. They gonna have a big issue. Anthony Edwards is gonna have to turn up. I think you're going to see him really guard Luka this series, too. I think that's what you're going to see. I feel like he's a dude that took that personal, that he got eliminated by Luka last year. So I feel like you're going to see a lot of Anthony Edwards on Luka. We'll see how that work out. But I think, the X factor of the series might surprise y'all a bit. I think the X factor going to be Mike Conley. The reason I say that is Anthony Edwards is going to need somebody to help play make. All the attention the Lakers are going to have is going to be on him. JJ's going to blitz him at the point of attack. They're going to double team him a lot. They're going to do a lot of things to get the ball out of his hands. And with the offensive firepower that Lakers have, Anthony Edwards is going to have to exert a lot of energy on the offensive end to get the ball back and the score at the output that the Lakers are doing. Mike Conley is going to have to find a way to get some easy shots and get everybody else involved too as well. Because the one thing Ant got, he got blinders on when it comes. He's ultra competitive. He'll take 10 shots in a row if he see the Lakers going off. Like, that's how locked in he is. He ain't gonna be worrying about nobody else if he see the game slipping away. Mike Conley needs to be the one to slow the pace down, get everybody in order. He's a trusted veteran, so I'm trusting his IQ to be able to know when to speed it up, when to go down. But he's going to be the guy that they're going to need to get the best version of in this series. I'm telling you, if Mike Conley is not setting the pace, setting the tone for the Minnesota side, the Lakers are going to dictate the full gameplay here. They're going to dictate everything. But I think this could be a legacy to find a series for Ant. He could go on his resume and say he beat KD and Bron. It don't matter what their ages are. People ain't going to look at that in the context. They're going to say he eliminated KD, whooped his ass. They're going to say he beat Bron and Luka, right? So they're going to say Anthony Edwards is in a series that he's a heavy underdog in, he took him out. And then he got a favorable matchup with either Houston or Golden State. I feel like that's going to be that's a pick'em game for them. I mean, I feel like he could get himself to another conference finals with that path there. And let's just say he ended up with OKC in the conference finals. That's winnable. I wouldn't pick them to win it, but that's a winnable series. They could match each other up front with the size. It comes down to Ant versus Shai Gilgeous. It really comes down to supporting cast, to be honest with you, because Ant still got, Shai Gilgeous still got Jalen Williams, Caruso, all those other guys and they can contribute, but that could be a series where Anthony Edwards could see a pathway where the finals is right there, right? So Anthony Edwards is going to turn to a dog this series for them to get out of this. I think he can. I'm not picking him to win it, but This ain't no cakewalk. I think the ESPN staff that had everybody with the Lakers 11-0 out of 11 people that voted, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm nervous about this one. But let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think this is a really big series for Ant? I feel like Ant could really stamp himself with a dominated series. A dominating performance in the series. But this is Queez Through the Scope. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Appreciate everybody's been rocking with the channel. I'm out.